buildings and equipment category is all about changing the physical infrastructure of our church to make better use of our resources. Some of the more obvious changes we've made relate to the way in which we use water. We've installed a rainwater tank and 2 grey water treatment facilities, which have dramatically reduced our water consumption.
The exciting thing about the water tank was that it introduced us to our local council, to Randwick Council. And Randwick Council gave us a $2,000 grant or subsidy to have the water tank installed. And we wanted to make the water tank useful, so we hooked it up to our toilets, to our preschool toilets, so as we could save water. And we also hooked it up to a garden hose, so as we could be irrigating our lawns with rainwater. The mural is sort of an artistic interpretation of the woman at the well, and that has a lot of symbolism, because the well obviously is a symbol of the living water. Jesus is the living water. But the woman at the well is also a great social justice parable. And I think climate change is probably the biggest social justice issue that our generation and future generations will face.
The other part of our water management plan is some new exciting technology called a grey water treatment system. Using a government grant, we've been able to install 2 of these units in our student housing.
Grey water treatment systems basically just recycle all the grey water that comes from the sinks and the showers and the washing, and sends it back into the house to be used to flush the toilets and to wash clothes, and can be used to irrigate our lawns if we wish. And the grey water treatment systems as well, I think, another great example of how we've made these connections with the private sector, because the grey water treatment systems, they're new technology. They're made here in Sydney by a new up-and-coming company that recognises this potential need within the Australian market. And so I feel like as a church, again, we were contributing to the market in a positive way.
As well as managing our water resources, we've taken steps to reduce the amount of energy and power we consume. Approximately 1/3 of household energy is used to heat water, so installing solar hot water systems is perfect for reducing the amount of power we use. But even with this reduction in energy consumption, we still rely on the electricity grid for all our other power needs. This is where switching to green power makes such a difference.
The easiest thing you can do as a church or as a householder or as a business for the environment is just make a phone call to your energy provider and switch to green power. It's just a very easy thing to do. So at the moment we draw our energy from what's called black sources or dirty sources like coal. Green power draws energy from renewable sources like solar, wind, biomass, hydro.
After switching to green power, we wanted to show that Project Green Church is about more than just greening our buildings, but that it connects with the everyday lives of people in our community. To do this, we encouraged our whole congregation to become involved in the Maroubra Junction Green Power Challenge.
We went to the congregants of our church and we said, look, our church has switched to green power. How about you do it in your home as well? And it was enthusiastically embraced by our church, which was great.
The Green Power Challenge made a big impression on our church community. So we got to wondering what would be the impact if all churches switched to green power. So we made a proposal to the New South Wales Synod that all uniting churches be encouraged to switch to green power. Much to our delight, in 2006, that proposal was passed.
That was probably one of the proudest moments in the incipient stages of Project Green Church, that this little church in Maroubra with about 50 to 100 congregants was able to influence the whole of the state into switching to green power. So yeah, that was really cool.